Damon erupted into a harsh, barking laugh, drawing the immediate attention of every researcher, technician, and administrative assistant in the open concept facility. I don't submit tickets to lower-level staff, I order people to do their jobs. And right now you're uselessly sitting here with a terminal. He roared, pointing an aggressive finger toward the security exit. You're fired, so pack up your personal belongings and clear out of this facility immediately before I have security throw you into the street. Evelyn stared at him with scientific detachment, stunned not by fear, but by the sheer absurdity of his grand illusion of authority. She looked around the dead silent floor, then glanced down at the unsigned multi-million-dollar infrastructure extension agreement resting beneath her folio, the very document that allowed his division to utilize her proprietary quantum network. Just so we are completely clear on the record, you are officially dismissing me from these premises, she asked with sharp precision. You heard me? Pack your things and get out of my sight before I call human resources. Damon spat back, smugly turning his back on her as if he had just won a grand battle, without offering a single word of defense or revealing that she was actually the independent master leaseholder of the entire technology tower. Evelyn calmly shut her laptop and capped her pen. She picked up her leather binder, deliberately leaving the unexecuted lease extension contract untouched in the center of the table. Good luck with your high-stakes investor presentation, Damon, Evelyn said quietly, stepping toward the high-speed private elevator while 60 pairs of eyes watched her exit in stunned silence. As the brass doors closed smoothly, she caught a final glimpse of Damon high-fiving his colleagues, entirely ignorant of the fact that he had just severed the vital technological lifeline keeping his entire operation functional. 10 minutes later, as Evelyn sat in a high-end bistro across the street enjoying a double espresso, the inevitable fallout began unfolding on the executive floor. Marcus, the senior facility director, stepped out of the service lift carrying a fountain pen and a celebratory bottle of champagne, expecting to sign the critical 10-year operational agreement with Evelyn. Upon entering the quiet office and discovering the unsigned paperwork left on the desk, Marcus looked around in utter confusion for the woman who held the rights to the building's core systems. Where is Dr. Cross? We need her final signature on this agreement before 5 o'clock or our legacy cooling exemption completely expires, Marcus announced to the room. Damon scoffed, taking a sip from an energy drink while nonchalantly replying, "Oh, that rude tech woman. She gave me attitude when the network glitched, so I fired her on the spot to teach her a lesson." Marcus froze instantly, his face draining of color as the horrific reality of the mistake set in. "You foolish boy, Evelyn Cross isn't a firm employee or a hired technician. She is the independent owner of the primary fiber network and the master leaseholder of this whole floor," Marcus shouted, his voice trembling with panicked rage. "She holds the exclusive rights to the chilled water loop, the high-speed routing nodes, and the priority power grid. You didn't fire a worker, you just terminated our entire operational infrastructure." Down in her subterranean control room beneath the 4th-level mechanical vaults, Evelyn logged into the root administration portal surrounded by the comforting hum of massive industrial servers. With crisp, deliberate keystrokes, she began systematically rolling back all uncontracted luxury privileges, starting by revoking their executive lift priority and disabling their proprietary server room cooling protocols. Since Damon had officially rejected her presence and services, she was simply complying with standard risk management directives by cutting off their unwaived amenities. Within an hour, the ambient temperature in Damon's server room soared past 80 degrees. Forcing their high-performance processors to automatically throttle performance to an absolute crawl. The exclusive smart glass walls of the executive suite defaulted to fully transparent, leaving a red-faced Damon exposed to the entire office while his critical pitch deck froze in front of the horrified investors. Meanwhile, incoming tech support tickets flooded the building portal, but Evelyn casually archived every single frantic email under a file named Unauthorized Requests. Across town at an upscale steakhouse, Evelyn met with Harrison Reed, the sharp CEO of a rival firm that had been desperate to expand into the tower's premium network space for years. "I have immediate availability for a dedicated high-speed fiber trunk and emergency cooling redundancy if your firm is ready to sign a long-term commitment tonight," Evelyn stated smoothly, sliding a fresh contract across the white tablecloth. Recognizing the golden opportunity before him, Harrison smiled broadly and signed the 5-year agreement without hesitation, treating Evelyn with the utmost respect and professional courtesy. By late evening, as Damon desperately tried to reset circuit breakers in a sweltering, dysfunctional office, Evelyn finalized the network transfer that permanently handed his firm's technological dominance over to their primary competitor. If you enjoyed watching an arrogant executive face the sudden consequences of his actions, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends and family. We create entertaining and inspiring stories for our viewers, and your support helps us continue making great content for you.